this video, I would like to talk about some laws and policies affecting education in China. In history of China, education was considered as a privilege available only for elites. However, during the past 70 years, the education system in China has grown so much that in 2015 it was recorded as the largest education system in the world. The first policy that I do want to address is related directly to me. Teaching is a highly respected profession in China. China is one of the most sought destinations for foreign students and teachers. To ensure good quality of teaching, Chinese government requires all foreign teachers to have minimum 2 years of experience and a teaching certification. And this policy is the reason that I am doing this teaching certification. Currently, there are 4 million migrant workers in Shanghai only who are working in various walks of life like construction, manufacturing, trade, agriculture, fish farming, and even public organizations. In July 2014, government officials announced plans to abolish the hukou system. However, it is not clear if this change in policy will solve the education gap between urban and Chinese migrant children. So far, the Chinese government has taken to shutting down schools in major cities built for migrant children, while leaving migrant children nowhere to go unless the law is officially changed.
8-year-old Yu Hui was born in Beijing and has spent her whole life in the capital. But officially, she doesn't belong here. She's one of tens of millions of migrant children whose parents moved to the cities in search of work and a better life. In theory, they can get free schooling here, but many families can't get the documents needed, and schools often demand so-called donations or say they're already full.
因为我说的平常我也没有什么钱，再说呢，你上这地方去，一般的不是说本地户，他一般情况下不要，就这意思。
My school offers bilingual education in 2 different tracks. An English track with foreign passport holders and a Chinese track. In English track, we do accept students from Taiwan, Macau, and Hong Kong, but not mainland China, unless they hold a foreign passport. Even then, the school is reluctant to accept those students. This is because the Chinese government is aware of the fact that wealthy Chinese can obtain foreign passports through investment programs and is totally discouraging this attitude.
The first day of school for Zhe Yang, the reluctant 5-year-old taken to his new classroom by his father. This specialist facility in Beijing catering exclusively to the children of migrant workers. Zhe Yang's father is an electrician who moves around the country as work dictates. He doesn't have a residence permit for the capital, an invaluable piece of paper that would allow him to register his son in a state-run school. Instead, he has to pay €10 a month, a small fortune for a Chinese workman.
I think the school fees are rather expensive here, but my son has to go to school. As a parent, I must do it, even if it is difficult for me.
There are more than 120 million migrant workers in China, and their children must be content with schools like this one. In Beijing alone, there are between 200 and 300 such establishments operating outside the state system.
Our school does not receive any subsidy from the government because it's not officially recognized as a school. It is also difficult for us to operate on school fees alone because most of the children come from very poor families.
The shortfall is made up from private donations, money that allows these children to study, sometimes in a fun way. The teachers here follow the national curriculum, even if it can be a little difficult at times.
The majority of the children here never went to nursery school, and this is the first school they have ever been to. They're not used to it, and they find everything a bit strange. This is why many of them shout and cry. Their behaviour in class is also not very good.
The school helping these children take the first steps towards a normal life and integrate better into modern Chinese society.
I think the teachers here treat us very well. I can play with my friends and don't feel all alone. There's also a library here with all kinds of books which are full of things for us to learn.
The government is now planning to give children of migrant workers access to state education, meaning this would be the end of first days at the Xinjie school. But it also means the end of discrimination in education. An estimated 10 to 15% of current migrant workers never went to school.